I imagine in this moment you're questioning whether or not you and your kids will make it out of this alive. You're thinking, if not me, then at least my kids. At all costs, get them back, no matter what I have to do. But you know there is nothing you can do. You are a woman, alone, at the mercy of strangers.
A common action movie character is the man whose love interest is kidnapped and or murdered, and he is spurred into violence so that he can rescue her and or punish everyone responsible. Swap the man for a mother and the love interest for her child, and you've got the mama bear.
Get away from her, you bitch!
The woman who will stop at nothing to protect her cub, a la Jodie Foster in Panic Room, or Jodie Foster in Flight Plan. Or occasionally the woman who avenges another member of her nuclear family, a la Jodie Foster in The Brave One. Jodie's got a thing that works for her. Believe it or not, most men, growing up, had moms, and it's a cultural narrative that children feel safe under their mother's protection. So the mama bear is a violent woman who is, once again, both feminine and familiar. She's the ideal of what we'd want our mom to be if something bad happened to us. By nature or circumstance, the mama bear is a single mother, either recently divorced, recently widowed, or possessing a husband who's simply someplace else. And if he shows up, he tends to get his ass handed to him. Occasionally, she's just single, or even a surrogate whose motherly instinct kicks in upon contact with an orphan. In all these cases, she springs into action without a lot of assistance from men. You can read that as an independent woman who does not require men to help her, or you can read it as a woman who acts not because she's suited to the task, but because there are no men to do it for her. Most are a little bit of both. But this is a strong character who's not only allowed to be feminine, she's strong because she's a woman. She has entered the domain of men with her femininity intact. This is not to say that motherhood and womanhood should be so closely tied in our cultural consciousness, simply to acknowledge that at this moment in time they are. Mothers are thought of as women whom we not only accept, but demand strength from. But if she's our idea of what a mother should be, then our point of identification isn't necessarily her, but at least in part, the Moppets. Because what warm-blooded mammal can look at the quivering lips of children in danger and not root for anyone trying to save them? The mama bear often enough gets a kind of collateral empathy, the spillover of our concern for her kids. She is also, in contrast with the dominatrix, almost completely without fail sexless, another consequence of having dead or absent husbands. She doesn't have sex, kiss, or even flirt, because naturally, our ideal mother would never make us think about her banging anyone. That, the assumption seems to go, is the price for our respect. Between one obvious pregnancy, the wives' escape to the green place of many mothers, and the words they left scrawled in their cell, motherhood is a central theme in Fury Road. The symbology of motherhood is all over fiction written by men. You know the women and children first trope in disaster movies? That's not just chivalry, it's also men preserving the mechanisms by which they pass on their genes. And Immortan Joe is kind of the ad absurdum of this thinking, having literally turned motherhood into a commodity-producing industry. Outside of Furiosa's relative privilege and a few unnamed proles, the only women in Joe's hierarchy are baby makers and dairy cows. The wives' escape is, at least in part, about providing a better life for them and their children, where bodies and babies are not property. What's absent in all of this is any actual children. Save for some nameless warboy youths at the beginning and end, some of whom, for all we know, may have been born to the wives, children are not party to the action. There are no wee ones with their eyes welling up to get you caring about their moms by proxy. The wives in the Vuvolini may carry the title of mother, but it's abstracted. What's at issue isn't children, but the idea of motherhood, or more accurately, the right to motherhood, celebrated on its own terms and for its own sake, not as a service to men. And by focusing more on pregnancy than child rearing, motherhood is not quite so divorced from sex. Motherhood and strength coexist in the characters, but the one does not derive from the other. Motherhood is not correlated with fighting ability. The Wives' Rebellion is about the rights of their babies no more than it's about their own rights to not be things.